I dive deep into Pastor Mike Todd's life and try to uncover the shocking secret he revealed at 38. Pastor Mike Todd has been a prominent figure in the Christian community, known for his inspiring sermons and dedication to his faith. His recent revelation at the age of 38 has sent shockwaves through the community, leaving many to wonder what this secret could be and how it will impact his life and ministry. Pastor Todd has faced several challenges throughout his career, including criticism from some who disagree with his teachings. He has been accused of being too charismatic, too focused on wealth and prosperity, and not enough on the traditional values of Christianity. These criticisms have led to a significant amount of controversy surrounding his ministry. His response to these criticisms has been to stay focused on his message and continue to preach to his followers. Despite the challenges, Pastor Todd has maintained a strong following and continued to grow his ministry. The controversies have also sparked debates about the role of pastors in modern society and the impact of their teachings on their followers. Is Pastor Mike Todd really the man we thought he was? Or is something much darker hiding behind those charismatic sermons? Today we're diving into some shocking revelations about Todd's teachings on tithing that have left many in the church community questioning everything they've been told. But that's not all. Some fans are even asking, is Pastor Todd's behavior changing? Is there more to this story than meets the eye, especially with his controversial recent actions? Stick around, because what we uncover in this video may just surprise you. It all began with Pastor Mike Todd's teachings on tithing. For years, Todd has been known for his modern approach to ministry, but his most recent statements about tithing have raised more than a few eyebrows. Tithing, the practice of giving 10% of one's income to the church, has always been a cornerstone of traditional Christian doctrine. It's something many pastors preach about regularly, seeing it as a direct commandment from the Bible. However, Pastor Todd's view on this fundamental practice has evolved in a way that's left his followers questioning his true intentions. In one of his recent sermons, Pastor Todd stated that the traditional understanding of tithing, giving a fixed 10%, is not something that Christians are bound to. Instead, he introduced a more fluid concept of giving, suggesting that tithing could be adjusted based on one's personal financial situation, or, in some cases, even be replaced with a greater sacrifice in other forms. While on the surface this seems like a more compassionate and adaptable approach, it struck many longtime followers as a dangerous reinterpretation of a core Christian practice. Critics quickly came out to condemn Todd's perspective, claiming that it undermines the biblical foundation of tithing. They argue that the act of giving 10% is not merely symbolic, but a clear directive from Scripture. In fact, the Bible mentions tithing multiple times, from the Old Testament in Malachi 3:10 to Jesus' discussions about giving in the Gospels. Many saw Pastor Todd's teachings as a way to make tithing less burdensome for people who may be struggling financially, but others wondered if this was just a way to ease their guilt about not giving. But the controversy doesn't end there. As people dug deeper into Pastor Todd's sermons, they noticed that his approach to tithing wasn't just about making the practice more flexible. It was also tied to his own personal finances and how they were managed. Some began to wonder if his new tithing philosophy was a calculated move to shift the financial burden from the church members to the pastor's own profit. Was this just another way to keep the money flowing into his pockets? Or was there a deeper reason behind his sudden change in perspective? This is where things get really interesting. As the controversy grew, Pastor Todd did not back down or offer a clarification. He doubled down. In fact, his comments on tithing became even more bold, with some suggesting that his focus on financial freedom and prosperity was taking precedence over his spiritual messages. Was Pastor Todd more focused on building his own brand? Or was he simply trying to provide an updated interpretation of biblical teachings? The questions only kept piling up, and people were left wondering whether he was pushing an agenda that had less to do with faith and more to do with his growing empire. But here's the shocking part. Despite the backlash, some of Pastor Todd's followers actually supported his new stance on tithing. They argued that the church needed to evolve, and Todd's more modern approach was exactly what the younger generation needed. But as we'll see in the next section, things start to take an even darker turn when we start to examine his personal life and the rumors that began swirling around his behaviors outside. Pastor Mike Todd's stance on tithing continued to stir up debates. A new layer of intrigue emerged surrounding his personal life. You see, for all of his public persona as a family-oriented, God-fearing man, there had always been whispers about Todd's behavior off the stage. But in the wake of his controversial teachings on finances, these whispers began to grow louder. Some followers, once loyal to the pastor, began to voice their concerns about his growing distance from traditional church values. They pointed to his lavish lifestyle, the flashy cars, the high-end suits, and the massive homes. To some, this was a direct contradiction of the humble lifestyle that Jesus advocated. How could a man of God preach about generosity while living in such excess? Some began to ask if Pastor Todd's personal success was rooted in his growing celebrity status, rather than in a genuine desire to help people. But the most shocking accusation of all came from an unexpected source, his own wife, who was said to have confided in a close circle of friends about her concerns. According to sources, she had grown increasingly uncomfortable with the direction Pastor Todd was taking both spiritually and personally. There were even rumors that she had privately expressed doubts about his commitment to their marriage. Pastor Todd's secret has been the subject of much speculation, with some believing it to be related to his personal life and others thinking it may be related to his ministry. The details of the secret are still emerging, but it is clear that it has had a significant impact on his life and ministry. His followers have been reacting with a mix of shock, surprise, and support, with many taking to social media to express their thoughts and feelings. The secret has also sparked a wider conversation about the importance of honesty and transparency in leadership. Pastor Todd's decision to reveal his secret has been seen as a brave move by many, and it will be interesting to see how it affects his ministry in the long run. The key moment of Pastor Todd's revelation was when he took to the stage and openly discussed his secret with his followers. This moment was significant because it showed a level of vulnerability and honesty that is not often seen in leadership. The implications of this moment are still being felt, with many of his followers praising him for his courage and others criticizing him for his decision. The revelation has also raised questions about the future of his ministry and how it will be impacted by this new information. Pastor Todd's followers are still trying to process the news and figure out what it means for them and their faith. The aftermath of the revelation has been intense, with many people weighing in on social media and in public discussions. The revelation has been a game changer for Pastor Todd and his ministry, and it will be interesting to see how it all plays out. In conclusion, Pastor Mike Todd's shocking secret has sent shockwaves through the Christian community, and its implications will be felt for a long time to come. Share your thoughts on this shocking revelation in the comments below, and if you want to learn more about Pastor Mike Todd and his ministry, check out our other video for more insights.